Okay, you don't want it to be hot. You just want it to be warm. This is my second shampooing, and what I'm using is this, and you'll have to judge by your dolls. On the newer dolls, the 80s dolls, I just go ahead and use my regular shampoo. But this baby shampoo is what I would use on these Madame Alexander dolls from the 60s, because this hair, and you have to judge for yourself, you have to kind of look at it. Definitely want to be gentle with it. Now, because it's so dusty, having problems, like I said, this is the second. Let that water run. Doing what I tell the kids not to do. What I've always told the kids not to do. Anyway, this is the second shampooing, and because I can't get down to the roots very easily with my fingers because of how matted it is, I'm just gently lifting up and just kind of going in and lifting up with this fingernail brush that I always have at the sink, and I'm just going all around the hairline, because that dirt buildup is way down on there. On this doll, it has a wood plug in the neck ring. You want to keep that away from the water, because you do not want that wood plug to get wet and swell up, and you don't want the mildew inside the head. So the good thing about this is there's no openings in the eyes because they're painted on. There's no opening in the mouth or ears. There's just this neck hole that you have to make sure that you're not getting any water from. So once I give this a once over, I'm going to let it sit and then go on to the next one. I'm going to let that sit with that soap on there. Anyway, this doll has been waiting for its makeover for years now, so you can afford to take your time with it. That's one thing whenever I was younger. I'm 42 now. I was really always the type of person that wanted to do projects right away. Now, I wish I had a little bit more of that left. But my impatience a lot of times caused me to have some issues. So just remember, take your time with this. This doll's finally come to you, or it could be a doll you always had, but it's waited for its makeover. It can wait for however long it takes. So if you need to, take a little time with this to get into that hair and that scalp and get it clean, then that's what you need to do. Thankfully, like I say, these are not from a smoker's home. It just has the normal smells. Now, if this were any more brittle than what it is, I wouldn't be able to do this. Now, you'll have to decide how brittle you think your hair is and what it's going to be able to hold up to and what it's not. If it's got to get clean and in the process it's damaged a little bit, and you have to maybe reroot or possibly just purchase a wig, just remember, my thought on that is better to have a clean sanitary doll for your collection, and if you take the risk of possibly having to resort to a wig or a reroot and not use the original hair, to me that's fine, but that's just my way of thinking on it. Some people want everything original, and they'll even not have the doll very clean actually for that to achieve that, I should say. Anyway, the bodies are in the wash right now. The cloth of the body was very sturdy and no rips or tears. The seams were really strong, and I'll show you that. But I took the stuffing out, and it was very fibrous. It caused a very big mess and made my nose run. It made the dog sneeze too. As you can see, there's a natural fiber material along with some yarn
shreds, so I don't know if maybe someone had restuffed it, but this stuff was a natural fiber. It was really, it just went everywhere. It filled up this whole bag. So I turned the bodies inside out and I put that on a cool, delicate wash, and now they're fresh and nice smelling, and they'll be back on the body soon.
These have all been washed. It took several washings, and then I did finish up with conditioner. And brushing it out, I used this brush, and of course you don't have to get the same brush, but it has the, you'll have to excuse the little fibers in there. Needs to be cleaned out, but it doesn't have give when you press down, which I like, but it does have give when you brush down. So as you can see, they move, and it has the little tips on it, so it doesn't scratch up the face. It doesn't scratch up the vinyl while you're brushing it. So that's what to look for if you're trying to find a brush that'll work for you for this older hair. And it really does work, especially when it gets really grubby and grimy. So after they came out, I just towel dried them, and then I used this detangler spray, which I've shown in another video. I really like the smell of it, and it does a really good job of getting the last of the little tangles out. If you don't want to use a conditioner, you can just use that. And then I finished off with gel Equate. It's the same Equate generic brand baby oil, but it's the gel, and I really like that because it's thicker. And I spray that in the detangler spray, obviously brush it through, and then as my last thing, then I put this on my hands, rub my hands together, get it nice and warm, and then I rub it. And if it gets onto the vinyl, as you can see, the vinyl is shiny right now, it's not gonna hurt the vinyl. So after I get it smoothed down, you'll notice the ends are what get the most raggedy, kind of like what our hair does. Anyway, excuse me, the batting that was in whatever was used for the stuffing of this really took a toll on my throat. So I'll go into that. That's a whole nother matter, but I'll try to cover it in this video. But I have done in another video, so they do look kind of strange. They look like they have pantyhose over their head and they're gonna rob a bank. But really, it's just the color that I have. And basically, I use 2 lengths, enough to go over the front, bring it down, crisscross it in the back, and tie it in the front. And then I put one in the front here. Well, let me see what I did. One in the back and then one in the front. And what you want to do, because I know some people use headbands, what I found is while it's drying, and we do want it to air dry, we don't want to use any more heat on it and damage it some more. When it's air drying and you put a headband, it causes a crease that doesn't want to come out unless you wash it again. So this is just something that I found. If you make the knot the tightest area away from the hair, then you're not going to get that crease like a headband would if you pushed it down over it. So anyway, that's drying. When you see them again, these heads will be on their bodies, and I will go over what I did for the bodies.
Another plus to using the tool is you can snip that away without disrupting your hairstyle. Now the heads are back on the bodies, and the inside is all new material with polyester fiber fill. They're really squishy and soft. Obviously still some stains that didn't come out, but the fabric, most importantly, is fresh and clean now. Watch for part 2, in which I sew their new outfits. Thanks for watching.